Okay, so OpenGL primitives. So in OpenGL, we can draw with several different kinds of things. I said everything was triangles, but we can also draw points and lines. So here I'm using old style first to show how this can be done. So we can set a point size. There's some command to do that. We're going to begin drawing, and we're going to use points to draw. So this is a constant keyword that tells us that we're going to draw points. And then we just have a loop over whatever was our array that has points in it. And then we're going to call GL vertex for each of these points. And what it's going to do is it's going to draw each of these points on the screen. Okay, so these GL points are straightforward. Now, given this same array of points, we could end up drawing other things. So if I instead call GL lines, if I replace this GL points with GL lines, it's going to interpret that the first 2 points I give it should make a line, and then the next 2 points should make a line, and then the next 2 points should make a line. So same set of vertices, same array buffer that's getting passed. We're just changing the interpretation when we change this. You won't have to use lines in this class. Neither will you have to use line strips or line loops, but it's useful to know what they are. So line strips allow us to just specify that they're always connected. And why might you do this? If I wanted connected and I was using lines, I would specify 0 and then 1, and then 1 again, and then 2, and then 2 again, and then 3. And so I'm having to repeat data that I have to pass from the CPU to the GPU. So I have a slight efficiency gain, in this case times 2, by specifying line strips. And line loops just close at the end and make the last one connect back to the first one, right? So I get this last line. So I think these are mostly historical constructs, although they can save you efficiency right now in a modern program. So you can draw with lines. It's something you can experiment with in your programs. You're going to be drawing points in your homework. You could be drawing lines in your homework. If you just switch it, every 2 points will get interpreted as a line. So now we come to triangles. So same idea. Triangles, we're going to interpret the first 3 vertices that we send as a triangle, and then the next 3 vertices that we send as a triangle. For triangle strips and fans, the interpretation is a little bit different, but we send the same array buffer. So if we send the same ordering of vertices, so they're laid out in the same order. If we say strips, if I want to get this triangle here, I just add vertex 3, and it assumes it should be connected to the 2 vertices that came right before. And then 4 is going to be connected to 3 and 2, and 5 is connected to 4 and 3. So now this is a 3-to-1 efficiency gain that can become from having strips. Now, I don't recommend that you use them in this class because I think it's conceptually easiest to debug your code if every time you send 3 vertices, you get a triangle. But you can use strips and fans. I've had students doing it in past classes, and you can experiment with whether you see any efficiency win from doing this. I think the number of triangles we're sending is not so high that this is likely to be the efficiency issue that you may eventually have in your code. Fans, so fans are similar to strips in the efficiency gain. Rather than connecting 0, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, we always start from 0, and then the first 3 are a triangle, but then we go back to 0 and just use the last one. So it's this triangle, and then this triangle, and then this triangle for fans. So these are all just constants that we change in our code here when we set up our code. And we'll see some more examples of this. So older OpenGL had some more primitives. We had quads and quad strips and polygons, which could have a general shape. And then none of this stuff is in WebGL. Everything is triangles now. You're not allowed to specify these higher order primitives. You can still do points and lines. You can't do these higher order things. The reason is because they're a lot of trouble. Triangles are just easier to deal with. So what are some reasons that there's a problem with using these higher order polygons? So here's a nice, well-behaved polygon. This is actually no problem. The graphics card used to break this thing down into triangles for you and render it. But if you're not careful when you specify polygons, you could accidentally leave things open. That wouldn't be desirable. Worse, because we could just say that polygons have to connect back. So we could get rid of this. Worse, you could specify your points in some crazy order like this. And then, did you mean this to be the outside convex hole, or did you mean this to be crazy shaped like this when I specified all my points? It's a little bit undefined. Concave polygons versus convex also caused some problems in the past. The way that the breakdown of the polygons into triangles was occurring in the graphics card was not fully general. And so these didn't work. So the rule was you had to specify planar and convex polygons. Those were the only ones that were valid in OpenGL. So this is what I mean by planar. And if I had a point which was off of the plane, I could end up with a polygon which didn't lie on a plane. This also caused trouble for rendering. So to get rid of all this trouble, we just changed the rules and said, forget it, it's the programmer's problem to break this stuff down into triangles, as opposed to the graphics card's problem to break this into triangles. And we used to have to do things like test concavity. So if somebody passes you a polygon, you first check, is this thing concave or is it convex? And in order to know how to handle rendering it. So as an example, one way to check convexity is you imagine a line across your polygon. And if there's any line which goes in and then out and then in, there's a convexity. Another way is to check all your angles. And if there's angles greater than 180 degrees, then there must be a concave place in my polygon. And what do? You just split until you get some other polygons. And in the old school way, this was okay. I had a quad. Now we would break everything to triangles. There's probably libraries to do this stuff for you if I was asking you to actually do this. We're going to use simple enough shapes, triangles. We're going to use triangles to build cubes. We're going to do simple enough things in this class that this is not going to be a problem for us. In OpenGL, we only specify the vertices. So these are the points that we're going to pass into the graphics card. It's useful to know these names, though. People talk about the edges of triangles, and people talk about the faces of triangles. So these are words that you see, but you don't pass edges and faces into the GPU. You pass only the vertices.